And now visualize above the crown of your head is a brilliant white light. White like the headlights of your car on high beam. White like the sun reflected off a snow mountain. A radiant white. It hovers about 6 inches above the crown of your head. And if it feels comfortable, you can add in the center of the light the image of Vajrasattva, who is white in color, holding a Vajra and a bell, seated in the meditation posture, on a lotus, sun, and moon disk, representing the 3 principal aspects of the path. His radiant white body, representing purification. The implements he holds in his hand, indicating method and wisdom. And so with that image above the crown of your head, now invite to it a sense of your spiritual refuge. Whether it's the literal idea of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, or whether it's ideas like compassion, kindness, and wisdom. Just mix the visualization with your concept of refuge. Invite them together. Allow them to merge. The image above the crown of your head also represents your own potential in its fully realized form. So imagine taking refuge to that which is external as well as to that which is internal. The outer condition of the teachings, the inner condition of your own Buddha nature, your mind's ability to change, etc. All of that is represented by the image above your head. But more important than the image is to connect with the concept of refuge. Allow yourself to feel held and known and supported. Allow yourself to feel seen and understood with perfect compassion. Allow yourself to feel protected from negative states of mind, from suffering, by these qualities of compassion and wisdom embodied above your crown. And so under the gaze of this compassionate refuge, now generate the power of regret by thinking of those negative actions of body, of speech, and of mind. And so start by thinking specifically of physical negative actions. killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, or anything else related to using your body in a way that you know to be unskillful. Thinking about any environmental results and what they might reference in your present behaviors, not just your past. Just start with thinking about mistakes of the body without guilt or shame. Just a clean, clear regret that acknowledges mistakes. And the reason for thinking about these faults and generating a sense of regret is in order to break the pattern of doing them, as well as to purify having done them, so that those seeds can't ripen as suffering in the future. So the tendencies to do these things become decreased. And so remembering that self-awareness is the key to transformation, just honestly reflect on your past mistakes of body in order to purify them. And then we invoke the power of remedy by visualizing radiant white light flows down from Vajrasattva's heart center, or from the center of the radiant white light, embodying those qualities. The white light flows down through the crown of your head and fills your whole body with white light. Not only that, it dispels all the negativities of body in the form of black smoke, leaving you and dissolving into space. Flushed clean. And then we add the mantra of Vajrasattva, which is Om Vajrasattva Hum. And we do it 21 times as a remedy for these mistakes of body. Om Vajrasattva Hum, 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 Om Vajrasattva Hum. 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 And feel that those past mistakes of body have been purified, and that the habit to do them has been more clearly understood. And where there is potential for change, no matter how minor, that potential is awakened. And let go of any emotional baggage you have about those mistakes. All of those mistakes made sense given their context, given the conditions surrounding them. Let it go. And then once again, under the gaze of your refuge, think about negative actions of speech. Any lying, divisive speech, harsh speech, or idle gossip. Remembering any specifics that you know are not your path, as well as thinking about tendencies. Very gently acknowledging faults to be faults. Without any kind of over-identification, without negative shame, without guilt, just regret. Thinking about speech. And together with speech, thinking of other types of communication, like emails or texts, ways in which communication has been misused or was afflicted. And then as a remedy, brilliant white light flows down from Vajrasattva's heart center, or from the center of the sphere of brilliant white light. The white light goes down through the crown of your head, flowing down through you, flushing your system clean. Imagine the negativities being dispelled, down and out, dissolving into space. A continuous flow of purifying white light. And then adding the mantra, Om Vajrasattva Hum, 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 Om Vajrasattva Hum. And feel that those negativities of speech have been purified. They cannot bear the fruit of suffering, and that the tendency to do them has been interrupted, even in a very small way, the momentum of those behaviors having been confronted. The light of self-awareness increased, the negative pattern disrupted. And your tendencies of right speech revived. And let go of any guilt, let go of any emotional baggage, those past mistakes, done. And then shift to thinking about negative patterns within the mind. You can think specifically of malice, covetousness, wrong views, attachment, anger, ignorance, pride, jealousy, any of the afflictions. But also look at, in general, the negative patterns or obsessive thoughts that repeat themselves in your internal narrative. Things you know do not facilitate your path, but you're used to thinking them. And so you don't often confront them. And so under Vajrasattva's compassionate gaze, again, generate the power of regret, seeing cleanly and clearly the fault of these negative ways of thinking. List them to yourself. being gentle with your self-awareness, but also very clear and direct. What do you say to yourself? Think to yourself. What moods do you allow that you know aren't healthy, that you know are not your path? And then as a remedy, in response, from Vajrasattva's heart center, a stream of white light, brilliant and pure, flowing down through the crown of your head, filling you up and flushing your system clean. Negativities of mind exiting in the form of black smoke, dissolving into space. Continuous flow of white nectar light. And adding the mantra to the visualization. Om Vajrasattva Hum, 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 Om Vajrasattva Hum. And feel purified of those past negativities of mind. Let go of whatever story you have about them. And feel like the pattern has been interrupted, that the tendency is less, even if only in some small way. The potential for change increased. and let go. And now shift to the power of resolve and make a very specific, very small, very time-limited promise about what can be different. It's a promise to yourself under the gaze of Vajrasattva. And if it helps, also a promise to your refuge object as well. And so first think physically, what can be different? What care can I take to preserve life, to preserve the possessions of others, not take them for granted, to preserve the relationships of others, and anything else related to the body? What is some very small, very specific change I can make, even if it's only for the rest of tonight? Even if it's a pattern that I only stop for a short time, it still helps to interrupt the momentum. And so think of a physical plan. And when you land on it, repeat it to yourself again and again so that you don't forget. Even if it's a plan just for the rest of tonight. And then shift to another very small plan, very specific about your speech. Some negative pattern you can refrain from, even if only for the rest of tonight. Interrupt the momentum of negative speech. So think of your plan, your promise, your resolution, and then repeat it to yourself so you don't forget. Make it so small and so simple that you can't possibly fail. And then shift to making the power of resolution related to mind. A very small, time-specific change you'll make in your negative thinking. For example, thinking, I will not allow any anger to take over my mind for the rest of the evening. If any anger starts to arise, I will catch it and dispel it before it gets any momentum, before it turns into a mood or a mental atmosphere that I can't control. So think of something like that, very small and time-specific, a mental habit you promise to change, just for a short time. And then visualize that the light above the crown of your head in Vajrasattva dissolve into light and absorb into you, as if your mind is mixing with the enlightened mind. And think through the merit of this virtuous practice. May I quickly become Vajrasattva in order to lead all living beings to that enlightened state. Or framing a dedication in words that resonate with you. May this energy go towards awakening, whatever we believe that to be. And then relax your attention. And so now we'll dedicate the merit of the whole day using the dedication prayers that are in Wheel of Sharp Weapons. So it's on page 25. We'll start with verse 96 on page 25. Okay, reciting out loud if you feel comfortable to do so. As all that is wrong can be traced to one source, our concern for ourselves whom we cherish the most, we must meditate now on the kindness of others. Accepting the suffering that they never wished for, we must dedicate fully our virtues to all. Thus accepting ourselves, all deluded non-virtuous actions that others have done in the past, in the present, and the future, with mind, speech, and body. May delusions of others, as well as our own, be favored conditions to gain our enlightenment, just as the peacocks eat poison and thrive. As crows may be cured after swallowing poison by a powerful antidote given in time, let's direct to all others our virtuous merit, that this may replenish their chances for freedom. May all sentient beings reach Buddhahood soon. Till the time when all motherly beings and I gain perfect conditions for us to be Buddhas. Though the force of our actions may cause us to wander through various realms in the 6 rebirth states, may we always be able to help one another to keep our aim fixed on enlightenment's shore. Then for even the sake of but one sentient being, may we gladly take birth in the 3 lower states. With enlightening conduct that never grows weak, may we lead all the beings in miserable rebirths out of their sufferings and causes for pain. As soon as we've placed ourselves into their realm, may the guards of the hells come to see us as gurus. May the weapons of torture they hold turn to flowers. May all harm be stilled, peace and happiness grow. Then may even hell beings develop clairvoyance and take higher rebirths as men or as gods. By developing strongly the wish to be Buddhas, may they pay back our kindness through heeding the teachings and regard us as gurus with confident trust. Then may all sentient beings of the 3 higher rebirths perfect meditation on egolessness. In this way, may they realize the non-self existence of worldly involvement and freedom as well. May they place concentration on both of these equally, seeing their natures as equally void. Finish with Manjushri mantra for added wisdom. Also to cut through any ignorance that might remain. Om Marapatsanadi, 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 Om Marapatsanadi. So have a good night, everyone. Laila Tov.
Thank you, Laila Tov.